to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Spring is here, the sky is blue. Whoa, birds all sing as if they knew. Today's a day we'll say I do, and we'll never be lonely anymore, because we're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Bells will ring, the sun will shine. Whoa, I'll be his and he'll be mine. We'll love until the end of time, and we'll never be lonely anymore, because we're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Going to the chapel of love.
Get them?
Now Denny O'Rafferty's motor car is the greatest, I declare. It's made up of bits and pieces that he picked up here and there. The engine must be ages old, but it's still got lots of power. With a gallon of stout in the petrol tank, it does 90 miles an hour. Oh, what a wonderful...
We heard everything about the building of the church and how long it was there for.
A history lesson.
Yeah, history lesson, all of what happened when it was built and when it was first there.
He's quite a character.
Oh, he's a great guy. Great guy. I like him. Very much so. Oh yeah. Jolly guy like that. I'm taking us there.
What?
We're here, everybody.
Well,
We're here.
not the judgment, Katie.
Oh, mind your dress.
thought I saw, was it Frankie or the... I thought I saw them still back there. No, they've gone. I thought I saw someone I recognised.
They're going with Chris, I think.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I thought he was going to drop us off at the top table. I want to check whether
I thought we were going in the tent.
I think we need to be a bit closer, don't you? Sorry, I need to...
You all look very nice.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Is there anyone else needs to go back? No, I just need to check whether it's all right and whether he needs to... When he said he'd go back, you see. I need to know if there's people that's picking up. I'd rather him go back just to check.
He'll never find the way.
Steady.
No, but we've got one.
Oh, that's all right.
Get my eyebrows just remove my eyes. Yeah, you like your eyes got the yellow one. You can move it up. Yeah. Sounds the best thing to do.
Take one of the day.
Oh, look at these. Thank you.
Don't just sit with folded hands and become blind. 'Cause even when there is no star in sight, you'll always be my only guiding light. Well, I'm still in awe of you. Discover some new sound. Now is always wrapped around you. Don't just slip away in the night. But how could anybody deny you?
From this moment, life has begun. From this moment, you are the one. Right beside you is where I belong. From this moment on, from this moment, I have been blessed. I live only for your happiness and for your love. I'd give my last breath. From this moment on, I give my hand to you with all my heart. I can't wait to live my life with you. I can't wait to stay
hands together for the new Mr. and Mrs. Robinson.
Ah, good man.
Has it ruined your dress? Bow tie.
Sarah, we get one of
Oh, which one's this one?
That's Merv.
Yeah, that's right.
You like that one, do
That's Ralph. Oh, there's another one.
Where was his dicky ball?
you? Are we going back now? Murphy! Murphy Smurf! Murphy! Hello, hello, Murph. Murphy Smurf.
What's that? Is that a GoPro?
Yes. Oh shit! It's gone off. What do I do now?
After that lovely food, I think we should start with a little bit of exercise. So, can we be upstanding for the first toast, please? I'd like to start off thanking you all for being here today on Tom and Katie's very special day, a beautiful day, an amazing venue, and so far a fantastic day. But to also think about those who can't be here today, and just to reflect on that moment. We all think of loved ones, and to do that now, just for a moment, and to toast absent family and friends. To absent family and friends. Now to the speech. Yeah, you can sit down. I was thinking myself, wedding speeches are a bit like drilling for oil. You have to stop boring after 5 minutes. So my speech will be quite short and sweet. It's the lead up to act, warm-up act. Barky, Dave and Tom left me stranded in Munich. So, thinking back to the day our beautiful Katie was born, 26th of July 1991 in Peterborough, where we lived for 18 years. I can remember saying to Anne, we've got another baby brother for our Tom. And Anne's sort of looking at me, and the nurse looked at me very strangely. And then the nurse put me right and said, you've mistaken the umbilical cord for something else. So in fact, the first view we got of Katie was a front bottom to prove she was a girl. But Katie blossomed into a beautiful young lady, a caring young lady, funny, loving, and I was so proud of you to walk you down the aisle today. We always knew that Katie was destined to teach. As a young girl of 5, she was a bossy Spice Girl, and we named her Angelica out of Rugrats. She constantly played school with her dolls in a bossy manner. She loved the school days, and they both Tom and Katie, bravely attended the school where I was deputy head. Tom himself kept a wide berth. We'd have the occasional nod at each other in the corridor. Katie, every day, came up to my office, lunchtime, with her friends. Dad, can I have some extra dinner money? For my friends. So, which was very nice. From going on there, she went to university and into the world of work. Played around with different careers in business, hair and beauty, and then returned to a true vocation of teaching. Katie is truly, and I'm sure our colleagues down on the bottom table there from Aston, give us a wave, Aston. Katie is truly an outstanding teacher in so many ways, and was praised as such in the last school inspection just 2 weeks ago. That was the day before a hen do and in the midst of frantic preparations. We're so proud of you, Katie. Very, very well done. Going about Katie's many friends. Did you count the bridesmaids today? How many did you get? 12. Don't forget baby Iris. Katie loves and values friendships, and having 11 bridesmaids, it's not big and brash. It's because she values those friendships, and she's got lots of friendships. Friendships from the school days. St. Bernard's, give us a wave, are you there? Work colleagues down there, and many Mancunian friends, a university friend. And I can go on and on and on. Anne and myself would like to say to all your friends, you know, well done for being true friends to create Katie. We really appreciate that. Today we're celebrating Tom and Katie embarking on a new chapter. We've known Tom now for 9 years. 9 years. We've had quite a few family holidays together, and he and Katie lived with us for 3 years. So we all know each other very, very well. As parents, we hope that one day our daughters will find a partner, settle down, get married, but more importantly, find the right one. The one that will make them happy, love, and will look after them always. We know you will, Tom, and we'd like to say you do that already and have done. You've been by Katie's side through a very tough time, and you brought much Mancunian banter into the household at a time when it was needed too. Thank you, Tom. You're an absolute credit to Stephen Warner. Stephen Lorna, we'd also like to thank you for the lovely way you, along with your Katie, Rosie and Lucy, have welcomed Katie into your family. Thank you very much. Tom, you're part of our family too, and we all get on so well together. You've decided to sell your house and are coming back to live with us in June. Unless Kyle and Becky pull out of the house soon. Their friends are buying the house. It is just while they make their transition to Manchester, so they're moving in with us for a few months. We enjoy the crazy patter of Ralph's feet and his madness, and we now look forward to the tiny patter of small feet in the not too distant future. Best bits yet. It's just before we toast the happy couple. It's customary for the father of the bride to offer his words of wisdom, so I'm going to do that now. I want you to come close for the words of wisdom. Are you ready? And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you all than you will know.
God, I wasn't expecting to be that good. How do we follow that in? Yeah, well done, Pat. Can we have a round of applause for Pat? And now I'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Robinson.
Can you hear me now? Hopefully not. Oh, God. Right, clear the throat. Went a bit, I have to admit. What a fantastic speech from Pat there. As Dave's alluded to, how do we follow something so good? I think my speech is pretty short. As the uni lads know, a bit like my knob. So, keep it short and sweet. That'll be the first and last gag, by the I'll start my speech off with welcoming you all on behalf of me and my wife, which is interesting. What a strange thing to say, but 9 years has gone by and yeah, we got to this point. I'll come on to that a little bit later. Yeah, so yeah, no, just thank you. It's been a really it feels like quite a quick year and a bit since we started looking at planning this, and I think the list itself was what 150 maybe. And we had to whittle it down, obviously for financial reasons, but you know, these people here, you guys are here because you know you mean the best the most to us out of everybody in our lives, so thank you for coming. Obviously it would have been cheaper if we'd have fucked a few years off, but we couldn't. That's the second and last gag we'll do. Oh, God, yeah. At the same time, just think, while I'm thanking you guys, just thanks for your wonderful gifts and anything you bought for us, or whatever contribution you made. Anything means the world to us, so thank you. Some people have made some quite large journeys to get here today. AJ, Chloe, North Devon, Clarkie and Jen come from upper regions of Outer Hebrides or something like that, somewhere in Scotland basically. We've had someone flying especially from South Africa. That's a joke, that is. Just lives in Manchester, but he's from South Africa. Mo being the furthest one who sort of defeats everybody else, so come from Zambia. Thanks, Mo. I might have forgot someone, apologise, but thank you for being here. Oh yeah, Laura's took a short flight over from Jersey. Took about 20 minutes, but yeah. Cheers for coming, Laura. She's got a bit of jet lag, hasn't she? No wonder she's so hilarious. Yeah, then I suppose the obligatory thank yous, but meaning the world. Just thanks to Pat and Anne, the in-laws. Just give me 2 seconds. Now, you guys have been fantastic. Taking the move over to Rotherham, 6 years ago? Was quite a big one for me, I suppose. Leaving good friends, family behind. Yeah. So being welcomed into the Hanley family has been great, and just thank you all for everything you've done for us. Once you touch it, living with everything. I don't think I'll be well enough. Fuck me. Robbie, where's that shot of fucking whiskey, lad? Jesus Christ. Sorry about the swearing, Mum's just bollocked me already. What's the old saying? Kids in glass houses don't throw stones. We'll leave that one there anyway. If you know my mother, you know what I mean. Thanks to my own parents, obviously, again, just accepting my differences, the fact that I want to move away, make a different, future myself. You stood by me, you've supported me for everything, and my family, the girls, Iris, Connor, Mel, thank you so much for just doing what you need to do, just let me get on with it. I'll just get on to these 2 bellends next to me, because obviously they're along with the 2 ushers, and as you can see from the photographs, like a collection of just huge friends, like lad friends and girlfriends, These 2 boys and the other 2 boys have been through some, big times with me, Thank you, boys. Matty and Hanks, and the lads as well, the group. Been through some tough times, but some good times as well. Thank you for supporting me for everything, and I know you're going to smash out of the park, because that's what the Mank boys do, you know what I mean? I suppose we best get on to the wife, I know. Fucking hell. So, I'll just take you back to what I said at the start about 9 years. I mean, I went on a sports tour after breaking up with a, immature relationship, let's face it. after being in this one anyway. You know, to meet Katie on a sports tour whilst wearing a nightie and a pair of pink sunglasses, which I wore for 4 days, basically to tell her that I was going to marry her on a dance floor in a club in Salou. I was a persistent bastard and I got what I wanted. 9 years later, and a bit more. Yeah, it was as long as that, and it goes back as far as uni, and yeah, it's been great. And hopefully continue that on. Obviously, you know, if anybody knows us, and I know you guys do, we've been through some really, really tough stuff, and I think some things that people wouldn't have been through in 9 years that you would do in 40 years. So, you know, thanks for sticking by me, and saying vice versa. Hopefully, you think that as well. I don't. In terms of compatibility, basically I do what I fucking want when I want, and she likes me, and I like that. But she reins me in when I need to be reined in, and she tells me when I'm wrong, and probably not as often as you do, but at the right times, I suppose, and that's what you need, isn't it? It's not someone to tell you you're in the wrong all the time, it's to support you when you are in the wrong, and to say when you are in the wrong at times to bring you back down a little bit, and that's what she does, so thank you. How beautiful does she look, by the way? Yeah, I don't want to overlay it with the old beautiful thing, because obviously, you know, if you know her, I call her Bells or Bella, and I have done ever since I met her, and them words, if you got a bit of language about you, mean Bella, means beautiful, doesn't it? So, and that's why the birds love me, sorry. Yeah, so I don't need to go over that, but yeah, you know, I know you were panicking about your dress and how it might look and what I thought of it. Because every now and again when you come with them mini skirts down the stairs, like, turn the fuck round and get that shit. That's a lie, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen her in a mini skirt, but yeah, you know, you look beautiful, and I hope you're really happy with your dress, because it suits you, it really does. It does what it does suit her. Someone tell me it doesn't suit her in front of her. Ah, well, you're all quiet then. I'm going to keep it short, like I said. Predicting this big one. The future, I suppose, is future's bright, the future's orange. Let's move on. I'm going to pass it over now to the two best men who are going to deliver a whacking speech. So, last thank you from me. Thank you all for being here. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you enjoy the night. Cheers.
Where them booze coming from? Get them out. Get them out. Get out. I mean it. Well, can I just say, amazing speeches from all parties, absolutely fantastic. Emotional, happy, everything, they ticked every box, so yeah, fantastic. Just hope we can follow it with a bit of banter now. So yeah, well done to the speeches so far. So we better introduce ourselves to the people who don't know us, and the people who do, reintroduce ourselves. So I'm Dave, otherwise known as Wilco in the speech, and this is...
I'm also Stephen, and also known as Parky.
And we're in charge of entertaining you for all... I know there's been a few bets on how long this is going to last. What's the maximum we've got? Who's gone big?
We need 9 minutes.
An hour and 15?
In total.
What? Right, you're all wrong. An hour and a half, so strap in. Anyway, yeah, before we start, we just wanted to cover a few things off, so I'll pass you over to Steve.
So we've actually been given a few cards by some of Lorna's clients.
It's the Pavilion project that Lorna works for, so there's a few cards to read out before we get into anything too serious.
So, to Tom and Katie, congratulations on your big day and have a great future together. Love from Nick, Lucy and family.
So basically, just so for everybody unaware, they're all service users, they're all clients of Lorna, with all learning disabilities. So I know this means a hell of a lot to everybody in here, but especially to the people sat next to me, to my left. So to Tom and Katie, may your lives be filled with love as you go hand in hand. Look forward to the future, full of all things that you've planned. Treasure every minute as you set off on your way, and keep the memories in your hearts on your perfect wedding day. Love from Nigel and Wendy.
And the last one is to Tom and Katie, congratulations on your wedding marriage. Enjoy your happy ever after with all love and hugs. Lots of love from Jean.
So, people might not be aware, but Jean is a woman that Lorna took in and lives quite a lot of the time with Lorna and the family. We've all had the privilege to meet her. She's absolutely lovely woman. She means the world to the family, and she can't be here today, so it's nice to be able to read a few words from her. And Tom says she's very special. Very special. Right, so before writing the speech that we did this morning, Parky and I sat down and we had a chat about the emotions that came over us when Tom asked us to be best men. We both agreed on similar sort of things, so it was shock, horror, disbelief and worry. I think the only way to get you lot to appreciate those emotions and share them with us is if I can just ask everyone to close their eyes for just a split second. Exactly the same emotion should rush through your head when I ask you to picture the following thing. Thomas Charles Robinson stood in front of a class full of children.
So we thought we'd carry on the speech how we imagine Tom delivers all his classes. Shut the fuck up while I'm talking. I would like to go on again and raise a toast to, obviously, the beautiful bride, Katie. You looked absolutely stunning today. To the bride. So we were a little bit worried at the start, months and months ago, when Tom and Kate were organising this, saying, right, boys, we're going to sort out the dress code, we're going to sort out the suits and all that. Let's come up for a whole day, make a big day of it, fair enough. He said, well, basically, it's where Katie's getting the dress from. So we looked at each other and went, fucking hell, are we wearing the dresses and she's wearing a three-piece suit? Either way, I've shaved my leg just in case. So I'm covered,
And Tom's already thanked the bridesmaids. Have you? Did you thank the bridesmaids? No? No. Yeah? No, I'll thank the bridesmaids anyway. So, can I just say, Steve and I would like to pass on our thanks for everybody, all 11 of you. 11 bridesmaids. 12, sorry, yeah. Some people don't even have 12 people at the whole wedding, but you've done a fantastic job. You ran so smoothly, so thank you very much. Can we have a toast to the bridesmaids, please? Thank you. I really didn't mean to land you in it though. When I was reading, I was like, shit, you didn't thank the bridesmaid. I think the number of people, like Tom alluded to before, and Pat also did, the number of bridesmaids that Katie could ask, I mean, there could have been a number of more bridesmaids in this room, but it just shows how close family and friends mean to Katie, so you're a credit to her and you're a credit to everyone in the room. So, getting married in a church I know was quite a big deal for Katie, understandably, but I don't think Tom was quite as understanding when Katie broke the news that they had to do 13 Sunday morning sessions in church in order to be able to get married there. I'm not quite sure how that works. Like, do you get a card? Do they stamp you in? Do they sign you in? Like, in my simple head, it's like God's version of a Nando's loyalty card. but you don't get a free full chicken at the end of it. You have to pay the church to get married there. It's like, I know which loyalty card I prefer. Looks like I'll be getting married in a Nando's.
Look at Kirsty.
Anyway, we're stood up here to tell you about the groom and how wonderful, caring. I can't read his writing there. I can't read your writing. But before we do that, we thought we'd give you a brief background on how we both know Tom. So for me, the year was 1999. I really wanted to lead into this section with a massive build-up about 1999 and what happened and loads of historic events, but it just so turns out fucking nothing happened in 1999. So I couldn't do it other than United's heroic treble win. Didn't it, Steve? Yeah. But when I was searching for... Yeah, some Reds over there, good to see you. Anyway, when you're searching for a historic event from a certain time of year, one of the first, I don't know if people have done it, but one of the first things you serve by from Google is the common retail price, the retail prices for common objects of that year. So curiosity got the better of me, so I thought I'll have a quick look. So asparagus was sold for £2.49 a pound. A Sara Lee apple pie, £4.98, rip-off. And the last common object is a 30-inch bamboo rake would have set you back £2.40.
You missed out there, lad.
Those were the days. But 1999 was also the year that me and Tom started secondary school and we kicked off our friendship. I know everybody here, well, most people hopefully have been to school. I know starting secondary school is one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of your life, other than being asked to do a best man speech. It was for me anyway. I don't think the same could be said about Mr. Robinson, who I remember walking into Miss Wright's form class to be greeted by a gobby little shit, rocking on his chair, turning around, chatting to all the girls, and I was like, who's this geezer? Anyway, it wasn't long that we sat next to each other in form and we talked about all the main things that you talk about at that age: football, girls, Pokemon cards, all that jazz. But we were separated in most other classes, because one of us was deemed more intelligent than the other. I won't divulge who that highly said intelligent person was, but he had a lovely head of hair back then.
So I'm a little bit older than Tom. He looks older than I do, I realise that. You know what I mean? But first time I met Tom, me and Dave shared a flat in Altrincham. Come home from a really long hard day, you just want to chill out, a few beers with your mates and all that. Like, walk into my living room, who's this bellend drinking on the fucking beers? Well, he goes, no, he's mates, it's fine, he's from school, he's alright. I went, I'll be the judge of that. 10 years later, he's still on my couch and he's drinking all my bloody beers. So, Tom's an absolute legend, one of my best mates, and obviously we've been on many events, trips and stuff like that, but one that sticks out for me was going to Boardmasters. It's a festival in Newquay with the lads. Now, if you don't know Newquay Festival, it's basically you sleep in a tent and you shit in a portaloo. It's a bit like this wedding, to be honest. But on that trip, I learned two things about Tom. Sorry, I learned two things about Tom and anal. He's anal, not that anal. Not anal. He's anal about everything. We pitched up, perfect site, tents all around, threw them up, didn't give a monkeys, got on the beers. Tom, what are you doing? Mate, this tent is a disgrace. I'm not sleeping in this tent. Alright, mate. He spent the next hour repitching everyone's tent, pegs the lot. I had great delight pulling the pegs out every night and fucking spinning them around, doing everything. I don't know who did that, mate, but you better sort it. And we forgot about a mate. Sorry, mate. But basically, so great festival, great event. Last day, we've got a mega drive home, 6.5 hours. We're in no rush. We're like, sack it, last day, let's just enjoy the sunshine. Sat outside the tent.
He knows what's coming.
Sat outside the tent, enjoyed it. People are rushing off, you know, hungover, you know, looking a mess, whatever. We're like, well, we haven't seen Tom for a few hours. We're like, where's he gone? Oh, he's gone up. He's sorting out. He's speaking to the security, making sure everything's gone down. You know what he does? Cleaning up after the stewards and all that crap. We're like, fair enough. So me and Wilkie go, everyone's leaving brand new tents and stuff here. Why don't we take it all out? Either reuse it or sell it. And then next minute, Tom walks up, massive worry in his face. He's like, what's up, mate? He said, mate, I'm going. I said, what do you mean you're going? He said, I need to go. I said, there's Portaloos. He said, I'm not going in them Portaloos. 4 days of everyone going in, not a chance. Next minute, bright spark in his head. 2-man tent. Empty. All we saw was the perfect silhouette. He gets out, zips up, tent blows away. What a shit tent.
It actually did blow over a fence into the field opposite. Anyway, so I just bring the tone down. Anyone who knows Tom, I hope most of you do in here anyway, you know he loves to try his hand at anything. Golf, football, guitar, singing, cricket, teaching. And now he's about to try his hand at being a husband. But unlike everything else I've just previously mentioned, we all know he's going to be amazing at that. So honestly, he is one of the most, well, he is probably the most loyal, caring, protective and sensitive people I've ever met, and most of you will ever met. He's, yeah, an absolute credit to your friends, your family, everyone in this room. Just amazing guy. And that's not just to the boys, it's to friends, family, Katie's friends, Katie's family. Regardless of who it is, he doesn't waver. He is what he wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's why we love him. We love him so much, and he's looked after the boys time after time after time, that we gave him the title of captain a few years back, because he's the captain of our ship. Every time we go away, he looks after us. Parky's alluded to the Boardmasters trip. That's just one of the many, many times that he ensures we've all got a towel. Everyone's packed a spare pair of boxers just in case. If we're going for 5 nights, take 7. You never know. I'm not quite sure what it means, but you never know. Yeah, so we gave him the title of captain, and one of the phrases that he likes to use is clean deck, clean mind. So he exercised his mind, so every time that Katie and Tom threw a house party, and can I just say, boy do these guys know how to throw a party, and today's another fine example of that, so round of applause for parties. And if things go the way they normally do, Tom will be bollock naked singing Oasis, trying to avoid buying anyone a beer about 11 o'clock, so get the beers in quick. But honestly, some of these parties are some of the fondest memories I've got of Tom and Katie as a couple. Like, they worked so hard together to get the house kitted out for everyone's arrival. One year they made gravestones and body bags in the bloody garden for Halloween party. Honestly, just they go to a next level. What was that, you, Lorna? Yeah, well done. Well done.
You know what happens behind the scenes,
But normally these parties, the morning after, the night before, would normally consist of us all lying in bed. I use the term bed loosely because it would be literally anywhere there's a spare bit of floor. Like, the bath was used one year, the landing, the wardrobe, anywhere you could get, you just got your head down. And then everyone would be laying in bed, and you'd hear Tom rustling downstairs at about 6:30. You'd start with the kitchen, you'd hear the black bin bags being teared open. And then you'd hear him go outside, you'd start hoovering the garden. He'd then come inside. I'm sure I've caught you ironing the curtains or something. But what I'm trying to say is the house would be spotless by the time we'd all mustered up enough energy to get out of bed. It was cleaner than when we arrived, to be fair. But just a quick shout out to Pat and Annie for letting us rowdy bunch trash your house on many, many, many occasions.
The last memory of the last party I came to, just to say how great they really are. Tom's that dedicated and more asked about people being comfy to sleep in. He pulled his sofa out of his living room. He slept in the garden. Luckily it didn't rain. And we woke up to Bungle spewing on all the fence panels, literally being sick everywhere, not been to sleep. And Katie being convinced by her friend she had raspberry poisoning. There we go. And she was going to die, so yeah.
That was after raspberry daiquiris. I'm not sure how that's possible, but 1 second. Anyway, so I'll let you. I'll pass you back over to Steve.
So as we all know, well, you might not know, I work really hard. I work long hours. Honestly, it's a joke. It's a joke. I work too long. I'm underpaid. I mean, if you're underpaid, holler. I'll buy you a beer at the bar. But unlike Tom, who's overpaid and part-time worker for a start, when he first became a teacher, he needed some extra cash. I'm a builder. I was like, "Oh, come work for me, mate. I'll help you out. Don't worry about it. I'll sort your life out." So that's like, we'll start simple. He's a sportsman. He's good with his hands. You know, he's good stuff like that. He's pretty strong. So I left him there to demolish a little extension, make it 3 hours tops. I thought I better drive back after an hour. I thought I don't trust him here. What's going on here? He'll be asleep or doing something. And actually, is it your brother, Jordan? So the photographer's brother, he called him up and help him take down his bloody extension. I'm not paying both of you, mate. And then the second memory of you working for me in the brief short 4 weeks was who can't use a wheelbarrow? It's one wheel, 2 hands, right? Easy peasy. Concrete comes, it starts to rain. One plank. Pours the first barrow of concrete everywhere. Everyone's looking like, who's this bellend? I said, right, mate, do you mind just staying on ground level for the foreseeable future? Don't worry about it. Is that me? Yeah.
Bear with me. Dyslexic. No worries.
Right. Sorry. I'm back with it. But obviously we all know that Tom doesn't miss an opportunity to come home to see the lads. And it's a 110-mile trip back to Manchester, back to Rotherham. So I knew when me and Kat went on holiday with you two that it was a driving holiday around the whole of South Africa. But this is the guy. He's going to sort me out. And as some of you might not know, I'm an international sportsman. Tom might tell you later. He might tell you, I don't know. But what we like, us guys like, is other people doing work for us. I have no problem with other people doing work with us. So what I thought was, I can get away with a lot of shit. So when it came down to the driving, we said it's 50-50. One day you do it, one day I'll do it. Great, perfect. And obviously, Tommy's very keen at getting up early and getting the shit done. And I'm not. I'm the total opposite. So I knew if I stayed in bed that extra half an hour, Tom would have cleaned the car, checked the tyre pressure, full MOT and service, cleaned the inside of the car, and packed his bag. Well, I think one day he checked out the hotel early and didn't even tell Katie he was still in bed. But you were a legend. Until the part, we both got pissed one day and realised we had to drive 100 miles and we had to do rock, paper, scissors to who drove. And we were like, shit.
So he won, by the way.
When Tom told us he was packing up his bags and moving across the Pennines to Rotherham to move in with Katie and begin his teaching career over there, I couldn't help but think, Jesus, haven't the kids of Rotherham had it tough enough over the last few years? Joking apart, what an amazing job he's doing. He's not only teaching these kids, he's counselling them, some of these kids are living in some of the toughest environments, and I don't know how you do it, but you're doing a fantastic job. You're a credit to your school, your friends, your family. So we're all immensely proud of you. It is funny though, when I introduced Tom to people who've never met him before, I took him to the football. My boss has got a box at Old Trafford. I took him there, turned up. He turned up, prim and proper. Who do I say hello to? Who do I shake hands with? Anyway, he turns up, met him for 2 hours, and he goes, so my boss is talking to me, he goes, what do you do then, Tom? He's like, oh, I'm a teacher. He looked at me like, this guy is a teacher. He'd been effing and jeffing, he'd been doing, honestly, like, but he's got, you know, he's many things to many people. He, I don't know how to sum him up, but he flexes his style for teaching, he speaks to the kids on a level, they respect you. We had teachers like that as well. We used to go for beers with us at school, so you're now that guy. That old guy. that married guy. But yeah, Parky alluded to the 110-mile round trip just then in his speech and saying that he never misses anything. If you need him back there, he'll be back in a heartbeat. It just shows he's loyal and caring and fear of missing out more than anything. But if I was painting my front door, I don't think Tom would miss the unveiling, to be fair. Yeah, pass you back to Steve.
So the proposal, I'm sure many of you have heard our story, but we all think that Katie took Tom to Rome so he could propose to her. Oh, sorry, it was the 30th present, wasn't it? Yeah, she definitely trapped you, mate. But fair play to you, what an amazing place to do it. I can imagine the time you took, the few days to prepare, to find the perfect setting. You know, what a better place than Rome. I believe you're walking around some ruins and you found that perfect place. You looked to your future missus and went, this is it. Puts the box on the wall. Katie, savvy as ever, not a clue. Whose is that? That's yours if you want it. And these are the best words I've ever heard. Fuck off. I think you had to repeat. Is that a yes, by the way? And well, thank God you did, because yeah, in my eyes, you are the perfect couple. Bloody hell to the perfect couple. Yeah, so I spoke about Tom and some of his traits and what he enjoys to do in his spare time, and one of those things is he is a keen sportsman. He spent many Sunday mornings of the youth having hungover middle-aged men crunch into his rear end. No, that didn't sound as rude in rehearsal. He played centre-half for his local football team. He's only just hung up his boots, actually, and even though he tells me every week that he could do a better job than Chris Smalley. But one of his other keen loves in sport is cricket. Fuck knows why, because it's boring as anything. But he loves cricket, loves it. And he went to the expense of buying a new bat. He had it imported from India. It was Pakistan, sorry, forgive me. Not racist, just, yeah. Anyway. So he tells me all about it. He tells the boys it's this willow thing with a bloody big sweet spot, whatever the hell the sweet spot is. But it's this lovely bat that he had imported, spent a load of money on it. He was dead excited. The boys had to pretend like we gave a shit for weeks. And anyway, it arrives and he was giving it a run out the first time. So I thought, you know what, I'll be the better man. I'll ring him and say, how'd you get on with it? So I gave him a ring after the game. I said, how was it? He said, what? He said, the bat. How was the bat? He went, oh, I've not used it, mate. I said, why? Did it get rained off? He said, no, I went for a bloody duck. Now, my memory's not the best, but golden duck, so for the users who don't know, basically he swung and missed and he went out, so he didn't get to use it. My memory's not the best, but I seem to remember this conversation happening for about the next 3 weeks. Is that about right? He paid all that money and I still don't know if it's even touched a cricket ball. Yeah, it's 50 or duck, go big or go home, innit? So as we all know, or you might not know, Tom has 3 loves in his life. Katie, Ralph, and that bloody big red van. Jesus Christ. And we basically went down to Abersoch in Wales a few weeks ago and we said, come on, bring it down, you can sleep in it, whatever. And fair play to you, mate. You do love that van, I respect that for you. And basically, you drove all the way down. I can't believe you made it. It was like 250 miles. It kept up with Pickford, who was absolutely ragging it with reggae beats on. And then as soon as we got there, before the engine had even stopped, he's pulled up, all the blackout blinds are on, bed's out, pillows up, pumped up, duvets on, chocolates on the pillow. Whatever the host he is. I'm sure the stains will come out later.
This stain's not mine.
I can't help but think though, when he did get that van, that it's a very brave choice for a teacher to pull up to school in a red VW camper.
You know, man.
All I know is if me and you had a teacher who pulled up with a van with a bed in the back at school, we would have been calling him all sorts, and it rhymes with Speedo. The pedo van. Oh, that's a bit crude, isn't it? So do we, to be fair.
The pedo van in Rotherham. Sinking. Watch our minds recover for 2 minutes.
Right, so I know you're all desperate to hear what happened on the stag do. I know the girlfriends of the lads who went are anyway. But it's such a difficult thing to cover in a speech. It's a few of you were there, loads of you weren't there, but you all want to know what happened. So we're trying to summarise it in the best way we can, and that's just to keep it short and sweet. And when Tom and I had the privilege to do Parky's Best Man speech a few years back, Tom came up with the idea. He said, mate, why don't we cover it with a bit of poetry? So we love a bit of tradition, so we thought we'd try and repay the favour with a bit of poetry. We've not done it in the traditional way with poetry though, we've done it with haikus. And haikus are very precise and sophisticated Japanese poems. So me and Parky thought, that sounds like our bag, to be fair. So yeah, there's a lot of educated people in here, there's teachers and mainly teachers actually, to be fair. But there's some less educated people in the room, so everyone from Manchester, I'll explain what a haiku is. It's a poem that consists of 3 lines, the first line with 5 syllables. I'll explain what a syllable is, but I can't, he doesn't know either, so. The second one with 7 syllables, and the third one with 5 syllables, so it's 5, 7, 5. So I'm going to give you a quick example to loosen you all into it. I'll count on my hand, but I've got too many things in my hand. So, haikus are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator. Okay? So that's pretty much how it's going to go. 5, 7, 5, 5, 7, 5. So, let's give it a whirl. Mancunian boy, punished for his right-hand drink. 3 pint glasses required.
Wrong side of the road. Bike sounded like a good idea. Almost got arrested.
1 lap round the lake. 5 minutes was the challenge. Chundered in the bin.
Connor left starving. Eggs, bacon and potato. Nah, I'm not in for that.
Carrying 12 each time. The Steins just kept on coming. Pat shut his eyes.
Now hunger returns. 9th Mackey's of the journey. Matty says, who's next?
I can see people counting on their hands here. 5, 7, 5, yeah. Trust me, I'll put it through a syllable calculator. Do silly salmon. Scratches, bruises and brambles left pain. Matty T won it.
Dancing was enjoyed. The sunglasses thieves out to play. Robbo watched the film.
Banter was flowing, but what's that over there? Pickford solo tour.
Not to be beaten. Wet nap. All that was required. The return of Rich.
The evening ended as the first day had begun. Sick everywhere.
Woke from our slumber. Almost time to return home. Flaccid white sausage.
It's not what you think, is it?
The captain was ruined. Uncle Dave served an egg. Pork knuckle and chips.
The weekend was done. To the airport we returned. Look at Robbie's hair.
All good things come to an end. But boys, it was a pleasure. Munich completed it. That's it. So, round of applause. Yeah, so that's pretty much from us. So I don't know if you can't stop the timer just yet, because I'd just like to finish with one last thing, and it's a haiku, and it's also a toast to the bride and groom. So to Tom and Katie, and the wedding of the year, spoiled by poetry. Cheers, thank you. That's it for the speeches. So yeah, let the dancing commence. Is the DJ here or? Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Cheers, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, your bride and groom cordially advise you to join them on the dance floor. Thank you!
It is not traditional for the mother of the bride, or the groom in this case, to say anything, but I've just got one thing, last thing to say.
Don't fight it, it's coming for you. It's all this moment, don't care what comes after. Don't follow through, can't you see, getting closer. Just a minute, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's freedom, it's wide open. It's a picture in the paper and you're beautiful. Just so that you get at the prick of every door. So that I'll let you know.
Welcome to your evening entertainment. Enjoy your night, thank you.
Baby as you please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. We'd like to know a little bit about your 4 or 5s. We'd like to help you learn to help yourself. Look around you, all you see are sympathetic eyes. Stroll around the grounds until you feel at home. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hiding in a hiding place where no one ever goes. Put it in your pantry with your cupcakes. It's a little secret, just the Robinsons affair. Most of all, you got to hide it from the kids. Cuckoo-cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Sitting on a sofa on a Sunday afternoon, going to the candidates' debate. Laugh about it, shout about it when you've got to choose. Every way you look at it, you lose. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? A nation turns its lonely eyes to you. Ooh, what's that you say, Mrs. Robinson? Joe to Joe has left and gone away.